Hello, my name is Sandile Zakwe. I am a student at the University of Cape Town and I currently work for a consulting firm called Platinum Black in the enterprise development industry. Well, that's an easy question. I was only born in 1996, so I wasn't even alive at that point. So as a child, I wanted to be many things. I think it was changing every single week. I wanted to be a dermatologist at some point, a climatologist at some point. I thought I'd be on television. I wanted to be in business. And I guess some of it did come true. I did get a little stint on television and I actually, now I guess I'm in business. So that did come true, but a lot of them no, because it was just too out of the scope. But I guess it's a new world and you can become anything that you want. So we never know. My research breaks the wall of poor healthcare service. And to best explain the challenge, let's take Usandiso, my twin brother, for example. He collects medication from our local clinic once a month, and a process that I believe should take him at most 2 hours can end up taking him up to 6. You see, like most South Africans, Usandiso has to be awake and be at the clinic by 6 a.m. if he wishes to leave at least by 11 a.m. the earliest. He has to wait in a queue, collect his clinic card, do admin before he can go to the dispensary, and that whole process can take up to 6 hours. South Africa currently has 4,200 public health facilities, of which they service 14,000 people on average, whereas the World Health Organization recommends that there be a maximum of 10,000 people per public health facility. This means we are oversubscribed by at least 4,000 people, whereas these institutions also service 80% of the population, majority of which happen to be Black. A study in Gauteng found that it can take up to 6 hours and 44 minutes for a priority 2 patient to receive medical assistance. Simply put, the healthcare system, particularly the public healthcare system in South Africa, is plagued by inefficiencies caused by oversubscription and the understaffed nature of the public health institutions. So, what is the solution? To remove the burden of admin and dispensary, imagine a machine that fuses ATM technology and vending machine technology to dispense medication to patients safely. So, Usandiso will now take a card similar to a bank card instead of a clinic card, insert it into the machine. The machine will have full knowledge of his prescription and which combination of medication he needs. It will then be able to dispense that medication. He will have his own unique password or unique PIN, and it will then be able to ensure that the medication is safely dispensed. These machines can also have an automated or a video aspect where we bring in the human element, where they are able to explain to patients how to use the medication. So now Usandiso will not have to wait as long in lines with admin and dispensary. He can just put the card into the machine and the machine will be able to dispense the medication as and when he needs. So there are already pill dispensers that have been researched, particularly in America and in the UK. However, these machines do not fuse both the administrative function and the dispensary function. The research that I've done looks at a machine that is able to fuse both, removing 2 parts of the functions that nurses do to make sure that they are able to free up more time. So through the ATM component that frees up the administrative part, and through the vending machine component that frees up the dispensary part. So the innovation is in how it fuses both these to eliminate 2 functions and not just be a pill dispenser like many dispensers that exist already. So should this machine be able to make it into production and should it be actually placed in public health institutions, it will free up waiting time. And that means that patients and nurses are actually able to focus on those who need medical assistance, whereas a large part of the process right now includes just waiting. Patients have said that a large part of it is caused by files being lost, for example. So this means that patients who need urgent medical attention can receive it much sooner than they would previously. This also means that the machine could be a remote machine where it could be mobile, it can be moved to the most remote parts of South Africa. Currently, only 10% of South Africans live within 10 kilometers of a public health institution. So a machine like this could assist in bringing medication and giving access to those who live in remote areas. I'd say the biggest thing is the legislation and the strict laws around the dispensary of medication, understandably, because we don't want people to abuse it. So the main questions that I've been asking myself is, how am I going to get governments, how am I going to get legislation to support such a machine? And I know that probably a new bill or a new legislation or a clause is going to have to be passed in the dispensary of medication to ensure that it is still dispensed in a safe and responsible manner, so as that patients and people are not able to abuse it and it's still secure.